Hey everyone, today I am doing the Bride of CHucky as my look for this 31 days of Halloween look, and as promised on Instagram, there will be 2 looks today, so stay tuned. So I have most of my face makeup done, all my foundation and primer, but I wanted to show you guys how I did my eyebrows because they are such an important part of this look. The Bride of CHucky has really thick arched brows, so I wanted to make sure that I followed that pattern since it's such a important feature on her face. So using some dark brown pomade, I am actually going outside of my natural brows and filling in very, very arched brows. I kind of just use my natural brows as the hair on the inside to make it look a little more real, and I brush them up a little bit. But I created really heavy outlines on the top and bottom, as you can see, and then filled in accordingly and made a really skinny tail. I used my fingers a lot to blend it out just because it helps with the pomade and the spoolie, and it's really just a back and forth kind of process until you get the shape that you want. I wanted to do the Bride of CHucky because I know some people have done her before, but I've never really seen like an in-depth tutorial on how to do it. I'm sure there's one out there. I have just never come across it. So, and plus she is like an awesome horror character. Like her outfit is adorable. She's creepy as hell. And I don't know, I just really like dark kind of creepy dolls. Like, I'm also terrified of them. Like, I don't know how Graveyard Girl collects dolls like that, but I don't know. I just am fascinated with the idea of it. So now I am going on to prime my eyelids for all of these shadows we are using, and I am using dark shadows, so you can always do your face after you do the shadows. It's up to you. Out of the Flawless Resurrection 3 palette from Makeup Revolution, I know I've been using this palette a lot, but it's just because it's on my desk. I am highlighting underneath those beautiful thick brows that I drew on. So I am going with the color Wild, which is just a stark white, and highlighting underneath the brows and then giving a light dusting of white over our eyelids to kind of set down that base that we used. And I used the NYX base as always. Going back into that same palette, I'm taking this kind of medium brown color here, and I am putting that in the crease as our transition color for our black and red that we will be using here momentarily. I don't know what the name is. Like, these shadows actually have names in these palettes, but it's on like a little insert, so it was kind of hard to read, and I completely forgot to remember to write down the name. But yeah, any medium brown shade will work. So I am just blending this out with a fluffy brush. This is my Fancy Rose brush. And now going in with the color Make Me Blush from NYX, I'm going in with the crease and in the outer V. This is a nice red color. Bitten from Makeup Geek would also work, but that is a little bit darker than the shade I'm showing you right now. This one is a little more red than burgundy. Now taking Tempting from the Sweet Peach palette, I am just packing this on, and you can see it's kind of messy right now, but in a minute it won't look so messy. So I am just packing this on with a flat low brush, making it look really smudgy and just applying a lot of color to concentrate it. Then with the fluffy brush that we used with the white before, I am just blending out the black into the red so that everything is nice and smooth and seamless. And honestly, this is probably one of my favorite looks I've ever done. It turned out really good. So now that I am done with that, I am taking the Monster from Ardency in eyeliner, and I am putting this on my lids. This is just a pencil liner. You can use a liquid, but I really liked the way the black pencil liner looked as opposed to such a clean line with the liquid liner. And now it's time for everyone's favorite part where I make my eyes twitch uncontrollably and look like I'm being possessed. Putting the liner in my waterline. That's exactly what I am doing here. Now with whatever is left of that red that we used before, we're going to take that and put it underneath the eye to help smoke out that black a little bit so it looks a little bit more crazy. So now I am priming my eyelashes with some lash primer just because I didn't want to put falsies on because I didn't want to weigh this look down or cover up the shadow. So I am using the Big Shot mascara because it really makes my lashes long and separated. You can do falsies if you want, but I just didn't feel like handling all of that today, and I thought it looked good with just mascara. Like, she's a doll, so I don't want it to have like too heavy of a look because it is so dark, because her skin is supposed to be like really pale and clean. So now to get those big Chucky doll cheeks, I am contouring like I normally would, but at the end, instead of flicking out the brush toward my lip, I'm actually bringing it up and around and underneath the apple of my cheek to make that round cheek kind of stand out, that big apple part. For me, it's kind of easier because I do have a round face, so if you have an angular face, it might be a little harder. So now taking some highlight on a highlighting brush. I think this is a Sigma brush. This is the Goddess of Love highlight from Makeup Revolution. I'm putting this on the apples of my cheeks, so I'm not highlighting in the traditional sense of highlighting. This is to make my round cheeks stand out even more. And then, of course, I did all of the high points on my face as I normally would. So for my lips, I am lining them with a red pencil and then filling them in a bit just to give them a little bit of holding power. And I am using Crushed from NYX. This is one of their liquid lip suedes, but you can only get this one at Ulta, I believe. So I'm putting this on. It is a nice deep dark red. It does look like a brick red in the bottle though. And then on a lip brush, I am taking Zero from Sugar Pill, which is a black lipstick, and outlining my lips because her lips do have a bit of an ombre effect, and I will be overlining them to the point that I can pull out the edges and make them really pointy and turned up at the end because her lips do kind of come to a little point. As you can see, I'm doing that right here. And this is kind of a process, just making sure everything is even. So go slow and really take your time, and I highly recommend a lip brush for this rather than just using the lipstick itself. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was a really fun video to make, and know that it's not real blood on the knife. It is just fake blood. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.